My name is Stephanie Smith, and I am a digital marketing consultant. I'm also a digital marketing executive. I have assisted a plethora of companies over the last 10 plus years with social media marketing. I'm more specifically based in the construction, builder, and real estate niches. So that's pretty much what I do.
I love it. And Stephanie, how can people find you? Because I know after this interview, people are going to find you. What are some of your social handles or website? Where should people go to find out who you are?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm Steph Smith. That's IMSTEPHSMITH. You can also find me on LinkedIn under Stephanie Smith. I know there are probably a plethora of different Stephanie Smiths, but I am on LinkedIn as well.
I love it. So let's talk about the two worlds you live in, and you probably live in a few, but we have real estate and construction, social media. Give us a peek into the world of real estate construction at a high level. I didn't even know what to ask.
Yeah.
But who are those people? What are they like? And what I want to ask next is, what are some of the lessons you learned about the power of social media in that world? And just step over here, just a two things.
Absolutely. So the people that I actually assist, or the companies that I actually assist, are mainly CEOs of builder companies, CEOs of building product companies, as well as like realtors and other real estate professionals in the industry. And some of the things that I assist them with is content creation and just having an overall brand presence and an omnipresence on not just social media, but online altogether. So that's pretty much what I do. And those are the individuals that I help. I also assist architects with their social media content, just anyone in the builder space, more specifically, and just anyone in the real estate space as well.
I love it. And give us some of the tips. What are some things you're learning? Let's talk to two types of people in this space. Those who are just beginning, and I'm sure, by now you think everybody's doing it, but I'm guess there's somebody just starting out. What are the things that Stephanie's telling them? Like, hey, listen, you're just beginning in construction or real estate. Are there any common problems like Ramon? Oh boy, I say the same thing. And then the next question I'm going to ask a little more advanced, but talk to the basic level. That new real estate agent that's doing it today, or that new construction general, what do you call it? GC? What's that thing?
General contractor.
I feel like a general contractor. What are you telling them, Stephanie? What are some two or three big things you're telling them?
I would just really tell them to minimize their content, right? So a lot of us, we really feel like content creation is like this huge mystery, right?
Right.
I attempt to demystify that, right? Because I realize that in this age, so many things are changing, not just on the platform, but just everywhere. And so I give them an acronym. So what I teach is just a basic content creation strategy. And I always tell, the people that I'm helping, always remember that you want to create epic content. Epic content is an acronym, and it stands for you want your content to be educational, promotional, inspirational, and conversational. So your content should be those four things at all times. Of those four things, you can actually create a different content for each bucket. So with educational content, you can create webinars, you can create how-tos, tips and tricks. Promotional content is obviously just promoting your brand, promoting your company, just letting them know like what you sell, what you do. Inspirational content can be anything from just aspiring content. So if you're in real estate, post that picture of that home that everyone aspires to live in. So something like that just really resonates with your target audience. And then conversational pieces of content include just this or that. Have you ever seen those this or that?
Oh yeah.
Would you prefer this home or would you prefer that? Would you prefer brick or would you prefer thin brick?
Yes.
So those types of pieces of content that can really get your audience engaged. Those are the things that I try to tell them just to start off, because I understand like social media in general is just absolutely overwhelming.
It is.
And there's so much
here, I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm tired.
Yeah, there's so many tools, so much tech to keep up with, so many algorithms to keep up with. It's overwhelming. So start with just organic content creation and then work toward a more comprehensive strategy.
I love that. And what are the biggest challenges the clients you work with? And by the way, Stephanie, let us know one more time how to reach you, who you are. I like to do that in the middle of the interview. So we don't have to go backwards. They can see who you are right now, because I know y'all loving this.
Absolutely.
Stephanie, one more time, shout yourself out. Tell us how to find you.
So you can find me on LinkedIn at Stephanie Smith. If you would like to truly find me, because there are 1,000 Stephanies on LinkedIn, Stephanie Smith 1913, I should pop up there. And then I'm Steph Smith, IMSTEPHSMITH on Instagram.
I love it. So let's talk about the aspect of it. What are some of the biggest challenges that you find as you're talking to your clients, talking to people, any things that they're coming here with? And maybe you answered, but are there any particular challenge you're saying, Ramon, here are some of the solutions I have for them? Anything comes to mind like challenges?
I would totally say that like a lot of companies claim that they don't have time to post on social media. So that's one thing. And then also just what to post. So learning what to post really just truly, you really should just focus on what your target audience likes to see. right? And there are so many tools out there that you can utilize, like publishing tools such as Sprout, such as Hootsuite, Laterly, like those types of tools that'll tell you what to post, when to post, and how to post those things. And then AI also is just like a huge topic right now. There are so many other tools that you can utilize, such as Jasper, such as ChatGPT. Like those types of tools can also help you with content creation. So the what, the why, the how to post on social media should be seamless. It should actually be effortless. And then if you don't have, any additional resources, you can always look to Social Media Marketing World and a lot of their blog posts and just a lot of their tips and tricks that they have all across social media as well.
Yeah, big shout out to Social Media Marketing World. They definitely do it. I was talking to my friends at Zoho Social, who also social management tool, and I was empowered, like you said, AI. It's interesting how as you're typing it, Zoho Social has, you can go in there and click a little like an AI prompt button and get help with how to do your post just a bit better, because it knows what you posted.
It's very intuitive. Yeah, it's intuitive, it's robust, and it's just really the way to go these days. I mean, it's really hard to keep up with all these tools.
It is.
So, yeah.
I love it. One more thing I want to talk to you, Stephanie, that if I didn't ask you something, feel free. And again, thank you for spending time with us today. But I want to ask the aspect of hiring an agency or not. Again, besides hiring Stephanie, who's the best in the world, but speaking in general how do we know who to hire? How do we know when to hire? How do we do that?
I would totally say if you don't have a strategy in-house, if you don't have an internal strategy within your organization, or if you don't have a dedicated marketer, then I would totally say explore the options of hiring an agency. And then the questions that you should probably ask.
Yes, that's what I want to know. What are those questions we should ask those people? Tell us. And just let them hear a little bit more.
I would totally ask them, like, how often do they keep up with a lot of the social media trends? Okay. Honestly, that's definitely like the number one question. And then not necessarily asking theoretical questions, but asking practical, technical questions like, how would I go about posting XYZ on this platform? And then what would you gauge the return on investment, or what would you gauge the engagement rate to be? So like more technical questions would be able to properly vet the individuals that you're trying to hire, because a lot of people, I think, in general, in this market, or just in this industry in general, in the digital marketing industry, we tend to focus primarily on like theoretical answers, and we don't necessarily take the company and really like make them top of mind when we're trying to understand like their problems and understand the things that they're trying to accomplish online. So I feel like in order for an agency or just anyone that you're looking to hire to understand like your business model, or to understand what you're trying to do on social media or just online in general, is to ask the technical questions and help them understand like what it is that you're trying to accomplish, but then also you're able to properly vet them as well.
I love it. No, and I find that one thing I do, I think if you're hiring somebody in an agency and they're not asking you a lot of smart questions and they're not listening to you, I think that's a red flag both. I mean,
absolutely.
They should be asking you a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And if they're not taking the time to listen to what you need.
Right. Because I mean, honestly, this market is just it's not cookie cutter, right? You can't, one thing may not work for the next company. And so to ask those types of questions would really weed out the individuals who are actually innovative and people who actually know what they're doing, versus others who are just probably applying like the same concepts and principles to each company. So
I love that. I love it. Stephanie Smith, I know I didn't ask you 1,000 different questions, but anything else you wanted to leave us with, talk to us about today? Thank you again for spending so much time with us. Anything else you wanted to mention today before we let you go?
I think that's it. I just really hope that, the individuals who are watching this, reap great success online, not just on social media, but online, and really truly build an omnipresence online.